Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Hope you can all hear me.
Clear.
Oh, good. It's 12:28, so we'll just wait 12:29. Just wait a few more seconds until our appointed time at 12:30. And I just welcome all of you first of all to yet another exciting episode of MIDF Conversations. Yeah, I know people take a while to log in and stream in and get logged in, so just wait a few more minutes till the official start time.
Dato Charon,
Yeah.
you are so natural with your on TV. I think you can soon, go for academy.
In another life, in another life, I used to be. I used to do things on stage, but that was a while ago.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think it's 12:30, so I think we can now officially start. So I'd just like to welcome everyone. So good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another MIDF conversation where we host a lunchtime conversation between MIDF and captains of industry or as thought leaders. It's, as I like to say, it's a keto lunch for the intellect. No carbs, no starch, just a pure protein and some greens as food for thought. And our participants today, I'd like to welcome all of you, the entrepreneurs, the CEOs, the fund managers, the finance and business professionals, the individual investors who are investing their own hard-earned money, members of the media, and students, especially those studying macroeconomics, colleagues, and everyone else. Well, I am delighted today that we have with us the entrepreneur and philanthropist, Tan Sri Dr. Jeffrey Cheah AO. Thank you, Tan Sri. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure Tan Sri needs no introduction, but I'd like to say a few words anyway. Tan Sri, of course, as you know, is the founder of Sunway Group, one of Malaysia's leading conglomerates, and someone which we touch almost every day. And we've been to the Sunway City, Sunway, Bandar Sunway. We've seen Sunway construction sites. We've gone to a Sunway mall. We've gone to a Sunway hotel. We've played in a Sunway theme park. We've gone to a Sunday, well, hopefully we've not had to be treated at a Sunway hospital, but we certainly know people who've been in a Sunway hospital, and many people we know have studied in a Sunway college. So it really is a conglomerate of Malaysian-born conglomerate, and founded by Tan Sri, and it's has 16,000 strong, 16,000 people working for it. And on top of being such a fantastic businessman, Ms. Tan Sri is also the founder and trustee of Malaysia's largest education-focused social enterprise, the Jeffrey Cheah Foundation, which has disbursed scholarships and grants exceeding 570 million ringgit as of 2021. And I'm told it's Tan Sri's personal aim toward more than 1 billion ringgit worth of scholarships in his lifetime. And may that be a long time, Tan Sri. But before I get to it, I just one more thing to add really about you and your fantastic achievements. And I won't try and embarrass you anymore, but you have been you've got honorary doctorates from all over the world, including from some of the very, very famous universities. And I think it's a mark of both of what you think about education and your generousness, your generosity in terms of supporting education. So, and of course, Forbes has thrice named you as Forbes Asia's Hero of Philanthropy. So thank you again, Tan Sri, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
So we have about 45 minutes, Tan Sri, and we'd like to run through a few themes. One, of course, is your thoughts on nation building. You've been saying quite a few things, and you're very well known for some of your views on which direction the country should take. And the next part of it, we'd like to talk a little bit about the business and how you got to where you are today. That's you're an inspiration for all the entrepreneurs who are listening in. So maybe we should, if I can, now let's start with your views on philanthropy. So In yesterday's, sorry, on Merdeka Day, not yesterday, on the 31st, 2 days ago, you outlined a quite important set of thoughts on your Merdeka Day piece. And you know, it's not often that we get corporate leaders talking about things like this, Tan Sri. So maybe would you mind just sharing with us what were your thoughts and what you think of where the nation should go?
Thank you, Dato Charon, for inviting me. And first of all, I would like to send my condolences to families who have lost their loved one to the dreadful COVID-19. And also, of course, my sympathy to Malaysians whose livelihoods have been impacted, you know. And we all know our country is at the tipping point. And I am a very concerned citizen of this country. And that's why what I've done, you know, all these years, even I have built a successful business, I have not forgotten to give back to society, to help the poor, to uplift, you know, standard of living, quality education, accessible, to try and do as much as I can to make it accessible to as many people as possible, especially those who come from poor families. Now, I think for Malaysia, we already have, we are 60 over years old now, and I can only say that if we have, you know, put in and preserve our institution, strong institution, good governance, and good integrity among our leaders and politicians, I think today we will be very different. We will be positively different. But unfortunately, it's not the case. So that's why I wanted to say my piece, hopefully to get into the correct and the right ears, so that we can improve this country, bring it to a higher level, and make it livable for all, especially make it very sustainable. You know, I think the world is changing so fast, actually. You know, that's why I have said what I want to say in that my small in the piece that I have put out on 31st August. We need to have a national conversation. We should all sit down and talk how to move this country into the right direction. And mistake and you know that we have made, we must learn from it and correct it and move on. And I am very sure that you know, the right thinking people will put in their best to help us draw a national agenda for unity, for equality, for progressive, you know, in areas of education, in areas of healthcare, which are very, very important, and to uplift the poor in the kampong and the villages, and regardless of race or religion or color. And that's my hope. Really, I pray that this thing will happen in my lifetime. If not, after me, this thing will continue to excel in the right direction, and we will be admired by the world. You know, because our diversity in terms of culture, race, in terms of diversity in many areas is a great strength, actually. You know, like the US, how US was built. You can see that the, you know, United States, the original people were the Red Indians. Then they brought in all the, you know, because it's a newfoundland for the Europeans and for other people with brains, with great entrepreneurship. They came to the US and they built United States to be the biggest and the most powerful country in the world. And I strongly believe talent is very, very crucial. You know, that's why I go into education in 1986, hopefully to contribute back to society. But I know it's not going to be easy. And I know I have to support it in a manner that even though I may, I may not be flying around enjoying myself, but I have to put this money to an education institution and build an education institution of repute. But I know it's not going to be easy and not going to be, it is a very long-term project. And in fact, Sunway College, we started in 1986. I've supported it. It was a losing business for 12 years. When we start to turn around, and that's where my idea about putting it into a trust. And then later in 2010, I put it into a foundation. And this is my hope for this country. We want quality education. There is no compromise, all right? The world is a very competitive world. If you don't have strong thinking people who has got and well educated, you know, and with good, you know, farsightedness and very enlightened, is fantastic. I always say to politicians and to friends, you know how Lee Kuan Yew is so smart. He built Singapore with nothing. He knows the neighbors are doing the right thing, meaning educating their people. We educate and he just take. You know what I mean? It's so easy for him. He took all our talents, you know. And what are we doing here? We are, sorry to say that we have the wrong strategy. And we must put this right. We must put this right and put it in a manner that our young into the future can compete with the world. We are just not looking at Malaysia, for heaven's sake. It's a global village. We are living in a global village. Nobody is going to help us if we don't help ourselves. And that's why I am putting all I can to help to educate the young, to give them the right education, right platform, and the right mindset, in fact, and a good value system that we must instill into this country, a good value system with integrity, good governance. And I think we will be far ahead of others because we are so rich in resources. And mind you, if Singapore, a tiny island, it was the backwaters, and he can transform, Kuan Yew can transform this into such a level, I mean, such a powerful country state, city state. Why can't we do it? Because so much resources. All that we need is to marshal all the people, regardless of race, religion, and we have all the talent. Look at a lot of very smart people has left us, and it's a great loss to our country. I'm very sad for Malaysia, but I hope that I can slowly bring the right, put people back into the right path, and our strategy is put right so that we can reclaim that glory day again one day. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's quite an ambition, that's really.
Yep.
Lots of things to be done. So I think you've sat on many kind of consultative councils. I mean, most recently you were on one of the National Economic Consultative Council. I mean, do you raise these issues when you meet with the government? And you know, in your many years in business, have you? I'm sure you have. What has been the response?
Yeah, Economic Action Council. Of course, I mean, to be with due respect to the people present, they are politicians, but I must say that no politics will ever discuss, no politicking at all. And it's all about economics. It's all about helping the pandemic, how we to overcome this pandemic. And of course, I said my piece. There may be some people who may not like what I say, but but I think at my age, I think it's okay lah. I have got enough a learning curve to claim that what I say can be right. It should be right. Because I'm not looking to make more money. I want to see that Malaysia progress in a manner that good thinking Malaysian would like to see. That for the good of our future generation, I think we can be great again. So I think EAC, has done what they have done, but of course it can be better. Can be much better. Strategy and solution should be better put forward. But like in anything else, sometimes I told the council, let's not make this a talking festival council. Just talk and no action. And I always tell my people that we must walk the talk. We can talk and talk, but after that, when it comes to delivery, nothing happens. And then I think we have all failed. So I think anyway, I think there's no more EAC now. So let's hope the new Prime Minister has his own agenda, has his own plan. Hopefully, it is for the better. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, but we're reading your piece in the Star, and you do talk about education, obviously, and you also talk about race relations and people. But you seem to be quite optimistic about the younger generation. You think they've overcome some of the problems of the past and are more willing to work together. Do you see a lot of that? That young people are working together more?
Yes. I just want to say a little bit of what I've done. Now, I brought in Sunway Lagoon, first theme park in Malaysia. I have quite a funny type of hope and liking. I like to see young children and family enjoy themselves. The theme park is designed that way, and when it was open, I see families enjoying themselves. Sometimes we have 20,000 people. They were so happy and laughing and enjoying. It's so nice.
Yeah.
And these young people, the family units is a very important institution to bring our kids up properly. So give them the right entertainment. No bad things to be taught to them. So I think this is something that my hope. There's one thing, and then I started the university to educate the younger people, the college first and then the university. Now we have an international school. Now I think I always believe that in Sunway now we have international school. We will have from kindergarten to PhD. We will bring all this, put all this in place. So when they already in Sunway here, I have staff who has got their children born here, now is working with Sunway. And I told them, look, I hope, I can look after, Sunway can look after your family from cradle to the deathbed, not to the graveyard, because we are not in graveyard business. So to the deathbed, yeah.
Wow.
So that is what we are doing. There were children born in a lot of children born in our hospital, including one born in Pyramid. The mother couldn't get in time to the hospital.
What?
The son was
in the shopping mall. She was in the shopping mall.
His name is Sunway. His name is Sunway. He was born in Pyramid shopping mall. So I think these are very exciting thing actually for me. I think things happen like this, and the guy is growing up nicely, and we hope to educate him properly. Most important, I say, educate the person properly. Now, I think in terms of education, these young people, now I have started the iLab, and the iLab all for free. Yeah. And I brought in Echo 46, the French computer coding school, and all for free.
Wow.
They are all French computer school. Echo 42 is very famous in the West, in Stanford, in all. there they teach people, how to use, using the computer to solve problems, real life problem.
Right.
Which I think now, I was told by my people, we rank #2 in the world now. Some of our young fellas, they work so hard, and it's good. I think this is one. And then also, of course, I brought in Cambridge, Harvard, Oxford, MIT, and University of California, Berkeley. Now, I think all this, of course, they are ranked highly in the world. My professor just texted me that the Times Higher Education ranking just came out. Number 1 to 5 are all those that we have linked with. And
linking, you have honorary degrees from. You have honorary degrees from all 5 of them.
Yeah, but that's not important. That's not important. The most important is how we deliver education and research to our Malaysian young people, and that's my hope. Yeah, as far as accolade for me, I think that's not the priority at all. The priority is I strongly believe in working with the best and learning from the best. And I want the young people here to do the same, to have that opportunity. And I am creating this ecosystem here to make sure I walk the talk. Now, when I first started, now Medical Center is 20 over years old. When I want to expand it into 1,100 beds. If not because of the COVID, by Chinese New Year next year, we will have opened with 1,100 beds. At the moment, we have about 650 beds. Now, we have Women and Children Hospital. Now, Harvard will be helping us establish this, linking with their Harvard, with their Children Women Hospital. Now, I think if you look at the ranking in the world, whether it's, I think it is so important. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is all the time this few. And I mean, there are a few ranking agency, they all rank them almost the same. So therefore, I bring them here and I go and talk to these people. I say, it's just not me setting up chair in your university, but I want your people, your professor to come here, work with my professor, and my professor also go over to your site to see what you do and learn, and so that we can collaborate and do proper research. And I will create an ecosystem for you. And that is a fact. And the ecosystem is now happening. And I have got the, like just now I said, Tan Sri Jamila, who are planetary health. And we have got a few Harvard PhD who will be working under her to bring up the what we expect of that institution, the Planetary Health Center. So we are very, very serious. I don't stinge in putting more money into this area where we can gain a lot for our younger generation here. Yeah. So, and I think the iLab also is for free. They innovate, they have new ideas. We only hope that we get more unicorn one day. This is Singapore now is attracting Indian, the Chinese unicorn. I heard they have 100 unicorns. Malaysia, we got hardly 1 or 2.
Yeah, but ours will be real unicorns, as it. Singapore just imports people, it's not the same.
Doesn't matter. We want to shortcut. Our unicorn is real Malaysian. That's what I hope. That's what I hope. Yeah. But we want to learn from the best, and nothing is like I have the Jeffrey Cheah Distinguished Speaker Series before the pandemic. And I always tell my people, hey, by the way, go and listen to this professor or this speaker. He's very good. I don't expect you to know what 100% of what he says. Just a spark of an idea can give you something good. And that's where my iLabs can help you develop that idea into fruition, into a successful idea, for us to learn and to make money from, if possible. But anyway, these are These are all that I'm doing, because when we started, we want to expand. I go to Cambridge, I go to Harvard, I go there. I inevitably I want to see the Malaysian working there, and I have been talking to them. Hey, come, Sunway, blah blah blah. Then they say, yeah, they heard about it from their own professor, from their deans, and then they said, okay, but Sunway, I have special skill, but when I go back, there may not be a place where I can excel with my special skill. I said, Chong, that's where I'm coming from. I am creating this. I am building the ecosystem in Sunway so that I'm sure you have relatives here, your father, mother, come back. I in Cambridge, in Oxford, so the same thing. I've been telling these young people, come back. We need you. Come on, you already learned fantastic skill. We need you back here. I will spare no effort to give you the ecosystem. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's and of course all this research sometimes have got you need a bit of expensive machines and all these things. I said no issue, and that's why today Sunway Medical has got I can easily claim we have the best machine in terms of treatment machine. Yeah, the MRI, the CT, the CAT scan, and PET scan, and all these things. We have the latest machine, and it's so important. And that's why this university who have linked with us are very impressed with my commitment. We don't stinge. We mean what we say. If it is good, we will spend.
So this is just is this in medical research, Chancellor, or other areas as well? Or is it mainly medical research?
Yes. On sustainable development, on many other research. Now we are very much into agriculture, because agriculture, Malaysia import, I think how much about how many billions I forgot.
Yeah, we do import a lot.
60 billion of foodstuff. Yeah. And I believe that we can do it. Our ground is so fertile. And you throw anything on our ground, it grows. So I said it is just the government together with the private sector. It's just to organize and have some good leaders. And I think that we can get there to produce very good food, of course, healthy food, organic type. We just got Sunway. We have a Sunway organic garden in Ipoh where we produce a lot of organic food. We just got the license a year ago, and the ministry is very strict. It took us 2 years to get that license, and I think it's very good that we don't play around, because organic vegetable has no pesticide, no chemical as fertilizer. Everything is organic. Is a compost type of fertilizer that we use. And this, why Malaysia has Malaysian of late. I've lived here so long. Last time, not so many cancer patients. Today, cancer patient is very rampant. I think it's basically because of lifestyle. The thing they eat. We are pumping chemical into our body system.
Yeah.
And that's why we get cancer and all these things. So this is something we must do right. But I know it's not going to happen overnight, but we have to put a start to it and do the right thing, educate the right people, motivate the right people, put a good system in place. And I think we'll get there one day. You know what? We have to reduce the 60 billion import, and
no, you're right. I mean, you're right. You say about food growing, and it's not, and we shouldn't just be growing palm oil. We can grow other things. At the moment, we just grow palm oil to export. I'm sure there are oil palm to export. I'm sure there are other things you can do in a tropical country.
So that's why I say we are so rich. We are so rich. We just know. We must know how to harness this asset that we have, God's given, and we just don't know. We are just destroying them and letting our neighbor enjoying it. In Singapore during Lee Kuan Yew's time, I have seen in my own eyes. There are people come over here to buy tin ore. I was a tin miner. I say, hey, why go to Singapore? They don't have a smelting plant. I say, hey, my friend, those who will buy the ore, he said, you come, I show you. They have a smelting plant. And when the tin ingots are made, country of origin, Singapore. Where did the thing come from? It's from Indonesia and Malaysia.
Wow.
My God, you know. And then palm oil also the same. After refining, blah, 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 certificate of origin, Singapore. My God, you know, and then how silly this isn't it? We are producing all these primary products and Singapore benefit.
Well, you know, that's what Switzerland does, Andre. Switzerland produces chocolate. You know, they don't grow a single
that's
chocolate.
the thing, you know, we have the raw material, but we don't know how to convert them into fantastic thing to sell higher price into the marketplace.
Yeah.
So I think these are worth a lot of thinking, worth a lot of leadership skill put in place to organize all these things. So
well, so the thing is, you actually put your money where your mouth is. And a lot of other people talk. I mean, I've heard many other people say the things you are saying, actually, but you know, you do it. You put the backing of your own personal fortune and Sunway Group behind it, which is good. So, but it's really varied, right? You funded the Jeffrey Sachs chair in that's on economics. Huh? It's more on sustainable development, which is
sustainable
economics. And then you've done stuff with Cambridge and Oxford and other universities on medical research. So that's many areas you look at. Is there, do you have a particular area which you really want to focus on? Or
we you know, about 5 or 8 years ago, Jeffrey Sachs is a good friend of mine. He used to come here to give lecture and all this. And I find him, he has this man has devoted a lot of his adult life helping the world to be better, to be sustainable, and no wars, and helping the poor, you know, and all this. And I'm very inspired by it.
Okay.
So I have good conversation with him, mutual respect, and I think then I told him that I need a sustainable, the SDG 17 goals as much as possible into this country. So I start to you know, establish the Jeffrey Sachs Center. He is not after any fame. When I want to name it after him, he just refused. I said, a Jeffrey Sachs Center on Sustainable Development. And he would talk to his wife, and he came back, he said, no, my wife said it should be Cheah Sachs Center. Then I told him, I said, Jeff, the Cheah has got too much sex already. We don't need that. So we need Jeffrey Sachs Center. And of course, it was a good laugh, you know. So that's how funny, Jeffrey Sachs Center, and they needed 10 million for the last 5 years to establish, to do a lot of work, 10 million US to New York, to New Delhi and Kuala Lumpur. I said, okay. So we have now passed that 5 years, and the money has been spent. We have developed a lot of good things. And moving from this year onward, he wants my commitment for another 10 million US. So I said, okay. So that's where we learned a lot of good things from Professor Jeffrey Sachs and his team. And soon it will be an institution. You know, he is a special advisor to many of the Secretary General of the United Nations, and they are all working. They respect him a lot, and they listen to him. So now for the next 10 years, for the next 5 years, I've committed another 10 million US for them. Now they are going to do Mission 4.7. Now everybody knows, we all know, you know, it's education. So we need to educate the young about SDG 17 goals. So now Sunway University has been appointed and tasked to become the SDG Academy, the what you call that, the Learning Academy. So we have been tasked to develop the curriculum for kindergarten to year 12 now to teach the young. And I strongly believe in that, because I am a great campaigner of anti-smoking and anti-gambling. Of course, the casino people don't like me, but I believe in what I say, because the gambling casino kills a lot of people, make a lot of people suffer. And smoking, you know how bad it is. It's proven. You smoke, and then Sunway last time have a lot of smokers, but now I've minimized it. I have not been able to stop 100%. Minimize it. I have been hammering those smokers like anything. I say, hey, one day you end up in hospital, which it is a fact. I've seen 5 of my staff died of cancer of the lung. And when in their dying beds, I went and saw them and said them goodbye. They got tears in their eyes. I said, hey, who and who? You know, I told you 20 years ago that cancer stick will kill you. So I'm very sorry. You know. So what can I do? Let the doctors do what they can for you. You know. And of course, they died of lung cancer. So I mean, why are we putting poison into our body? So this is something that I campaign so hard, but now in Sunway here, we are smoke-free. And my AP, the auxiliary police that we have, because we have 3 townships, Ipoh, Iskandar, and here, and our AP has been given authority by the Ministry of Health to summon smoker. First warning, if you still smoke, then summon 300 ringgit. Yeah, we have the authority to do that. So I'm a great campaigner of anti-smoking, because the cigarette company, how much does it cost to produce cigarette? Very cheap, right? And they throw to the young people in the clubs or in the campus. And I've been telling, when I meet groups of young students who always want to take selfie with me, I always ask them, do you smoke? They will say sometime Tan Sri, I know in the coffee house sometime. I said, that's where you are wrong. The cigarette company is trying to hook you. And once they hook you, you are their customer for life. And it's no good. You are giving your body away, your health. Yeah. So I think I am just one outspoken person. I need more outspoken.
No, but it's good. I mean, just lead by example. If you can enforce no smoking in your entire township, that's incredible.
That's what we should. But it's what we should do.
Yeah.
And I also, another thing is I said casino. I've been offered 2 casino license when Tun Mahathir last time took us to Cambodia, Swaziland. They came and say the king and the prime minister, he said, hey, you come and build a good township in Cambodia or
I mean, you build all these
Swaziland,
wonderful resorts.
I will give you a casino license.
Yeah, gave me a license.
So I said, sorry, I think I don't need the casino license. I know it will hurt society. And Sunway will never go into businesses that will hurt society. That is our stated commitment to society. We will never go into anything that hurts society. And these are our true hard work, good values in life, and the hard-earned values that we have to implant. We have to decipher to our younger generation. Good governance, good integrity, to build good reputation. And once we are there, when I started business, I tell people, I always learn from the British. They'll shake your hand. He said, my word is my bond. So it has come into my head. I say, when I shake your hand, it is my bond. I will do my level best to commit what I have committed to you to do and deliver what I've committed to you. That's where I went through 2 very difficult times in 1986, bad recession, 1998, of course, but the bankers and the stakeholders helped. They supported me. That's why I'm still here. If not, I would have been a bankrupt. No more Jeffrey Cheah.
I mean, we'll get to your business history where you've managed to turn things around and really develop things. But before we go, can I just finish off on all your philanthropy work and education. You do private education, and in a sense you do private medicine. How does that fit together with a publicly funded education system and a public healthcare system? I mean, how do these 2 things work together in your view?
I'm sorry to say this. If our public hospitals are fantastically run and they are of top-notch medical center hospital, and the university here is of very top-notch, I don't think I have an opportunity to start a private medical center or a private university. Because of the lacking there, we found the opportunity, but that is one opportunity. But then my whole aim is not to make a lot of money out of this. If we make money, but we give back to society. We give it back. We return it back. Yeah. So like in the university, I know it takes a bit of time, but my aim, my people, I've been pushing. I set very high standard, very high target. I said we want to be the best university in Malaysia. This I know the local university may not like what I say. This fellow is dreaming, but I will get there. I will get there. One day I will get there. I get the right talent. I get the right people to help me. I got the right. I put in the right infrastructure and the right brain and talent. I will be able to get there. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Good.
sorry to say local university appointment of vice chancellor are all politicized, and it is, you and I know, you appoint CEO, top man, using politician, with vested interest to appoint. Is that the right thing to do? All that I need to ask is this question. It's not the right thing to do. We have, to search the world, we have to, at the university, their professor, their peers must also recognize certain people are really good and they should be selected, but they are not. And that's the big issue here. Yeah, it should not be politicized.
Wow.
Okay? The vice chancellor, who is the #1 man in any university, is so important. He should be given the power to run with integrity, with good governance and good things in place. Then I think we will have a fantastic institution. But we are lacking there, and that's why the private university can still come in. Yeah. So
well,
yeah.
I see your point. As I know many excellent academics who are in the public university system, so I'm sure not all of them are bad. But this idea that with private education and private health, and some of the debate going on even in China is access. Really, if people who have money get good education and people who don't get it.
Yeah, we all know the quality education should be made accessible, should be made affordable as much as possible. That's why we have got very good talent from the kampong, from the village. And often then we gave out, close to, like you say, 580 million. And this year we are giving out 30 million, but I think because of the pandemic, if not because of the pandemic, maybe 50, 60 million. But I think that we identified the very smart student. We don't look at race, religion, or color. We bring them over, and I tell my people that we have to counsel these people well and lead them well so that they can excel in their area of studies. And by doing that, we will slowly build up our ranking and reputation, and then good people will come to us. It's like computer system say, you rubbish in, rubbish out. You put very good ingredient, the ingredient can be developed into fantastic asset, fantastic talent. So I think that's what we do. And of course, I encourage competition a lot. And competition, as you and I know, bring out the best. Without competition, people will be, complacent and always think that they are best. I don't think so. I always tell my people, we are not the best. We have a lot to learn, and we have a lot to learn, if possible, from the best. And from there, we develop a good strategy how to move in a manner that really bring us up. So so that's why it costs us a fair bit of money at time to bring Cambridge, Harvard, and Oxford and all these things. We have set up a clinical research center in our medical center and our university to Cambridge. And when I signed that agreement with the Vice Chancellor, you know what he told me? He said, Jeffrey, every week we are not short of suitors. Every week we have suitors coming to see Cambridge. They want us to do this, to set up this, set up that. We have never signed anything with them outside United Kingdom. Today, I'm signing with you. That is real endorsement of your reputation, your commitment to quality education, your this. I say, oh, thank you very, very much. I need your help. You come over because your institution is 800 years old. You have produced so many Nobel Prize winners. So your research in science, in life sciences is world class. I need that. I need that to help the Asia Pacific region. Come over, make Sunway your home. I always say that. So they are very friendly with me now. In Harvard, the same thing, the president and all this.
Of course. I mean, they all know you.
They come
Oxford
here,
gave you something as well recently. So
they come here, they enjoy themselves. But MIT, we have set up a development professor named after me, and we are doing one thing that is very good: carbon capture. Carbon capture today, we have climate change. It's all because of human, mistake. Emitting fossil fuel, carbon into the atmosphere. Now we are in a dangerous situation. Especially the coal-fired power plant, which is the most polluting. And of course, 30% of the pollution also comes from cars, the vehicles on the road, emitting all this burnout of fossil fuel. So I think we are doing research with MIT in very big way on carbon capture. How I wish I am pushing my professor and also in MIT, I say, hey, get that discovery done, how to convert waste from the carbon burning into some energy or some usage of what comes out. Oh, I think then they said, fantastic, we will put in our best foot and make sure hopefully one day we'll get there, because MIT, they put a man to the moon. So they are
they're very clever people in MIT.
Very clever.
Of course.
The dean, the dean is an Indian, and then my professor is also an Indian national. So I mean, you can see how America look at it in the past. But of course, with Donald Trump now hammering about race and blah blah blah, it may change a bit. But I think there are lots of good thinking people that will not listen.
In America.
Why you look at race is the brain, that they want. So I think the carbon capture, the beautiful thing about what we have negotiated with MIT is, if we ever have an IP, it is shared 50-50 with Sunway. So I think I'm very proud that they are agreeable to that. That means they see our contribution is as good as them. 50-50 share.
Are they doing the research here as well? That's true. Is it all happening in the US?
Sorry?
The research, is it taking place in Massachusetts? Both sides.
Now with the internet and with the 5G eventually, is the latent time is so short. It's instant,
Wow.
And it's so good. So I think our people, I'm attracting very good people, especially Malaysian, from Singapore also coming back. From UK, from Australia.
It's good. I mean, carbon capture. I mean, forest originally was the original carbon capture, right? That's what trees do. Trees turn carbon dioxide into oxygen.
We are of course, we are now 0.7. Our emission is 0.7% to the world emission. So it's not too bad, but because of our deforestation, we have done a fair bit of damage. But having said that, we are still very green. We are still...
I mean, our forest cover, compared to UK or US forest cover, we are much better.
Very good compliance. But I think it's the right way to go. Of course, Donald Trump doesn't believe he pulled out of the climate change agreement. which is so stupid. The guy is, I don't know how the American can elect him as president. But anyway, this is something that, well, what to do?
That's democracy.
The system,
So can we,
is put in that way.
Can we just talk a little bit, as you know, about how you got into business and how you did all of this? We have a picture now of, can you show the photograph of Sunway as it is today? We have a photograph of Sunway City today.
What is
there we are. Okay, so that's Sunway today. And this is what, and can we show the before?
Yeah.
So that's it. How did you go from this to Sunway today? I mean, that's wasteland. Can you
know how many holes there are, and what is the squatters? Nothing was growing here, And when I took over this land from the state government, of course, when you apply for 500 acres, there are lots of red eye. They said, why can't we have 200 acres and all this? I said, look, you come and have a look at the land first before you apply, So I think they come and have a look, and the whole exco came and saw what they see. And then finally they say, okay, we believe in you, although you are not a rich guy. We know that you work very hard. Okay, you have got good vision. Let's see, So they gave me this 500 acres for 1 ringgit per square foot.
Wow.
1 ringgit per square foot, but there are not many people wants it because you can't even drive in. You have to walk in with your gumboots. Yeah, because
this is all tin mining land, wasn't it? There were tin mines.
All tin mining by the British and all this. So it was all mud and sand and water. So that's why I said, my God, this is a fantastic for me. If I can transform it, is a fantastic inspiration for other people to follow. Because if I can, because Malaysia, Kinta Valley and Klang Valley, very rich in alluvial tin, and the British has taken a lot out of it, and of course they leave the scar behind. And I told myself, if I can help to transform this, it will be a good example, because there are a lot more. If you fly over Kampa now, it's something like that again. But Kampa has been, the mining days is 20 or 30 years ago, but now you see a lot of trees, shrub grown. But mine was just after mining. There was no tree, no shrub, on the land. So it was a very difficult task to convert.
What gave you the confidence to do this? Had you done a lot of projects of this size or any development projects?
Nothing. I was just an accountant with an assembly plant. Okay, Asia Automobile Industries. I was 3 years there. I was a chief accountant, and in me, I am a guy who cannot sit still, and I also don't like to report to anyone. I want to be my own boss, and that's how I came out, and I befriended the Chartered Consolidated Masale, and have a lot of whiskey, and finally I am able to convince them to sell these 500 acres to me for 300,000 and paid by 6 years installment. So I think, okay, so I also started some mining activities here, for tin and for sand and for stone for quarry for construction. Sand and quarry, stone are for construction, but of course tin is for other purpose. So it helps me with a fair bit of cash flow, but I work very hard. 6 a.m. to 12 midnight. Yeah. And my workers have to wake 6 a.m. to 12 midnight, 2 shifts. And how to motivate them? I am here all the time. I go to the market to buy them supper, to buy them food. Human being, you must know how to motivate them to bring out the best in them.
I still don't understand. you had never done any property projects in your life, and you signed a commitment for 500 acres. Wow.
Yeah.
How come
1988.
you had
Yeah.
the confidence just to?
Of course, I have the confidence, but to get there is not easy. So I have to, I start the township, and I wanted to syndicate a loan of 50 million. The time 50 million is a fair bit of money. And some banker, I drove them to the site. They said, "Oh, especially my deputy chairman, Rasman, Tan Sri Rasman, he was with Jata Bank. I drove him down there, and then I used to drink with him, outside and enjoy myself, a bit of whiskey here and there. So yeah, I drove him down there. He looked at it. He said, "Jeffrey, you're my friend, man. Come on. Can't you find another better piece of land to do? What are you going to do here? If I'm in a hole, it's 150 feet. You look at all the rock, all the mud, and nothing here. What are you going to do?" I said, "I'm going to build a theme park here, okay?" Oh, then he was very, very reluctant. A typical banker, sorry.
No, I agree.
Yeah,
That's what bankers do.
So
You just say no. First answer is no.
I convinced him finally, a few banks to support me with 55 million syndication. But of course, other bank also came in. Finally, Rasman also said, "Okay, we support you, believe in you. Let's help." That's how I started. And of course, I will have to work like a dog. Nothing is like no free lunch, no free dinner. It's hard work all the way.
Yeah, but also, more than that, vision and gumption and courage to take on that commitment.
Oh,
Having
yes.
never done anything before.
Yes, I have no brand, I have no name, I have not much money. Who is Jeffrey Cheah? So I have to do a lot of kowtow and a lot of networking.
Yeah, still.
To get the support.
Yeah, I don't see.
To sell to them that I mean what I say. And I
Yeah.
traveled the world. I started the theme park. I traveled the world to look at what people have done. And I learned a lot. And that's why this precinct was done very well. The commercial precinct. Of course, at that time, the housing we do was all medium link houses and not much high rise. And Mahadeo, I remember he tells me, your area is quite nice, but why you build all the link houses? You should build some high end. I said, "Sir, you understand, I need cash flow. If I build bungalow, I cannot sell. I have to see affordability." And that's why you can see in opposite my office here, there are lots of lower end product that was initiated initially. I have no choice. Yeah, and then there were my neighbor Subang Jaya was attacking me. Dato side, he was the CEO. He said, "Oh, Subang here, we are not ex-mining land. We are freehold, and nothing cracks here. Yeah, nothing crack here." Because or nothing crack or sink here. Because we are building an ex-mining land, people are very scared. Of course, there were some built by PKNS around the area here that sank, because they did not do a proper job, the piling job, the foundation work. So I tell my people, so what today's engineering science is so good. What is the big problem? Do it right, inspect, and make sure it is what is designed. Do it what is designed. I think we will have no problem. Now the houses are built on a rough foundation, and because it's ex-mining land, the rough foundation is a much easier process. It's already about 30 years. Nothing has happened. No sinking, no cracking.
That's true. That's true.
So I think today's engineering skills is so good, provided we do a good job with integrity. That's what I always say. They're telling the young people, don't shortchange. You cannot. You must do it with integrity. So
that's true. And that's how you stay around being a township developer since the 1980s.
Yes, that is what helped, of the education side, also a lot of comment about what do you know about education. But in life, I always say, I tell the young people, be humble. Don't be cocky. If you are cocky, and you think that you have achieved something, you think that you are on top of the world, you don't have to learn anymore, it's a great mistake. lifelong learning must be adopted and must be pursued. Yeah, there's so many new things to learn, new technology, things improve so much from the old. So I think we have to learn very fast. So the young people, I always tell my children, don't ever be cocky. And I think they are listening, they are very well behaved. I say, if you are cocky, even your friends see you, there's a hole down there, he said, you walk in there, that side is okay. You know, people will not like you. You will drop into the hole also, they won't like you. They don't care too much because you're so cocky. So never, never be cocky, be very humble, and people will help you. And that's
wise advice, Santri.
sorry?
I'm sorry I've cut you short a little bit. We are almost running out of time, but we've got so many questions on the Q&A. I can just ask you
most of it already.
yeah, so just one. There's one here from Rita Harian on what do you think about the economic recovery and which direction do you think the budget and the Malaysia plan should go? If you had to tell the government to do one thing or two things, where do you see? What do you think they should do?
Yesterday at 5:30 to 7:30, we had a meeting called by Pakla. I mean, Tokpa, you know, Mustafa Mohamad, EPU people. And I think with about 12 corporate people, a lot of it are from the GLC. And it was my turn to talk when I said that, you know, we are in a tipping point and there are lots of suffering. And it's not an extraordinary, I mean, it's not a normal time. We need extraordinary policy, extraordinary things that we can put out to the people, and especially the business people, to encourage them to reinvest or to invest and to bring up businesses, because jobs are lost by the millions. And people are finding difficulty in bringing food to the table, to the family table. I think I feel very sad for it. I said the best thing for us now is that we have to come up with extraordinary initiative and policy, especially the budget, to be, you know, to be very different from the old. Yeah. Taking into consideration the suffering in Malaysia, never have this happened before in my lifetime. This is the first time I see a pandemic like this, and it's so bad. So I also say that we have to have policy that encourage business, bring back confidence, trust in the government and in the institution. And then get the people to really come out and united as one to bring prosperity into the system. Now, I even say, like, you know, to me, the Malaysia, my second home, which Tan Sri Wahid was present, he was also saying that, hey, look, the Malaysia, my second home thing is a very, very demotivating policy that they have set in place. But luckily now the minister say they will relook at it. I hope they do that, but if they don't do it, it is going to be another type of things that run of the mill again.
Yeah.
So
no, you're right. We have to, you know,
we have to be very different.
Yeah, if we invite people over, we can't suddenly kick them out.
Yeah.
We have to, you know.
You have to motivate you. Instead,
true.
Like the MH2 policy, instead of giving incentive, they are adding more hurdles. You know, these people have brought in billions of ringgit to live here.
You can't.
But if they are bad guys, I can understand, lock them up, chase them out. But there are people, they bring their family, they tell their friend, hey, I live in Malaysia, it's so nice. They bring in tourists, and tourists, as you know, is a low-hanging fruits. We can easily capture a lot of cash from this tourism, from these people bringing their friends to visit Malaysia, for instance. So why you want to go and is already agreed, 10 years, or this is what you are entitled, you go and change that and ask them to, oh, no more, or no more. You are changing goalposts, and it's very bad. And I want to tell you a story in 1998, 99, I was, courting a lot of fund managers and to invest, maybe in buy some share, blah, blah, blah. You know what they tell me? He said, Jeffrey, what you say, okay, but you know what your track record, your government track record is very bad. You guys tell us to come and play a game. You change goalposts, never mind. You even change the game without telling us, So how can this happen? So I am telling Mustafa, I said, please lah, if you can influence the other ministry, think carefully before coming out with policy. Think carefully, because we are in extraordinary time. We need motivation. No more, disincentive and really sad news, canceling that, canceling this. What we have committed, we must put in place. If you want to move forward, okay, the new ones don't get, it's not so bad. The existing one also you change. It's
that's the problem. Yeah, I mean, new rules apply to the new people. Yeah.
How can you trust people like this?
Yeah, I agree.
I say, when people come and ask me like this, well, how do you feel? I say, I feel very bad. It's my government. So what can I do? So I think, please, I hope the people in charge should really think how it will affect the ordinary people with bad policy. Now, I think, of course, it's not easily said and done, but with limited funds, we should strategize and look at things properly, and then see how to get to the root of people, to the root of the problem, and help the people come up and get more jobs to be put in place. Yeah, because really it is extraordinary. My thinking is hopefully, like the government introduced digitalization, which is very good, because in the EAC, the Prime Minister then was pushing for digitalization. We know we cannot solve problems with an analog mindset in the digital age.
That's right.
This is the digital age. We need digitalization, and it has been going on well. That's why I'm so happy. Without this technology, like now, we can talk. We can
do this. No, we don't.
We can do this conference. Without this technology today, we will be all locked up in the room and no friends and no talking and no only voice over and all these things. This is fantastic. I think this will improve, and our life will be very different. But we have to use this to the best of our advantage, The government should really see what we can do. That's why I got Eco 46. I want to train very good people to design software. To know.
That's great. And you think that was free? That's the French training.
All free.
Yeah. So I urge everybody tuning in to go and Google it quickly and make sure to sign up.
Tell them, because we have limited space, and then later we will expand, because we are working with a French who is very successful.
Yeah, they're very mathematical. The French are very good. Sorry, Tan Sri, I'm afraid we really have gone past our time. So, any last words you want to say to everybody, Tan Sri?
Well, I think I've said too much already, but I only hope that I don't ruffle too many feathers. And my last word to all my young people who are aspiring to be successful in whatever areas they are in, have the right values in ourselves. And then we often know, it is often said that character is destiny, and character is shaped by our values, And it is through these good values and hard work that our destiny is shaped. No shortcut, please. No shortcut. The values that have influenced me the most, I must say. That's why our tagline is integrity, humility, and excellence. Whatever we do, we have to always think of ourselves to our integrity cannot be compromised. And we have to be humble and adopt humility as a core value, and don't be cocky. And of course, whatever we do, we strive to do the best we can and make it an excellent type of job, done.
Right.
So I think then people will see it, and stakeholder will support us in full. And we also must have things like ethical values. And having a growth mindset. Certain area we know that is not going to, is like the dog or in the consulting firm, they say the dog or the tiger or lion. The dog one, maybe we let it go because it's not going to take us far. Look at businesses or areas that they can bring us very far, and work hard for it. And critical thinking skill is very important, and character building. And most important, when I interview my people, they must have good communication skill. And an important area that I emphasize is attitude. Certain people, right. Certain people have a very good idea, very smart, but the attitude is wrong. They're always very confrontational, always don't listen, always think like Donald Trump, a narcissist. He thinks that he is only right, he is the only one that can do the job. And that is the failure of anyone who does not adopt the good values that I have propounded. Now, and then at Sunway, I look at meritocracy very importantly as one of the very important things that people coming into Sunway to work with us or to engage with us or to be our associate, I look at them as, can I learn something from them? And can they contribute to Sunway in whatever manner? And meritocracy and diversity and inclusivity is a must for Malaysia. We must don't look at race, and I've told my board, I think you can ask any one of them. We have 3 boards. I say in Sunway, we don't talk about race, we don't talk about passport, we don't talk about religion, we don't talk about color. Okay, when we select people, we select, bring them in as a human with ideas, with good thinking brain and good attitude. And that's my advice to the young people who are listening today. I'm not a philosopher, but I just thought that these are my experience going through life. And I think it has served me well. It has served me well. And this is what I'm here today. Because I went through two difficult times. Like I said, without the good core value, the banks would have put a rug, the stakeholder would have not supported me. I won't be here. But I've learned from that, and I improve and learn a bitter lesson from it, and I improve on. I never do that again. So I move on to be better. And today, Sunway is a very strong conglomerate, and give me another 10 years. I think, a lot of our businesses, most of it are in the top 3 tier in the industry. And it's not easy because I'm pushing my people very hard, but I think they can do it now with good leadership, with good understanding, good motivation, and good appreciation of their hard work. I think
Okay.
my simple.
Well,
advice.
it's worked, Andrew. You are proof that all these things work. So thank you. So thank you very much, Tan Sri. That is a fantastic journey we've had, and learning about your business and the things you are doing on as a philanthropist is fantastic. So that brings us to the end, Tan Sri, and ladies and gentlemen, I think we have a video right now, and after that it will be the end of the session. So thank you again, Tan Sri, and thank you to all who have attended. Thank you. So we can play the video now. Yeah.
Thank you.
The youth of today are always in search of extremes, but it's by maintaining balance that we truly find happiness. Which is why I'm here in Iskandar, Malaysia, to meet with a man that's taken balance to the extreme. By maintaining 40% of local flora and fauna, Sunway has ensured a beneficial harmony between natural surroundings and nurturing experiences. That's right.
Hi, Nick.
You've done it again. I mean, what inspires you? This place is beautiful.
Well, Nick, education is the best way out of poverty. And it is crucial, very, very crucial that we give to our younger generation. I believe that for sustainable development of a nation, it is education. Sunway always lead the way. We walk the talk, and I believe in that very much.
More than 12,000 trees are being tended to in this tree nursery. For every tree removed in the development, 1 or 2 more are put back in their place. And naturally, all this hard work starts at the source, the Pendus River. This is the lifeblood of the place, which is why Sunway is working really hard to maintain the water quality, which means the animals and plants that call this place home can continue to live in harmony here. And the lessons learnt can be applied elsewhere in Malaysia. Today, Sunway, tomorrow, the world.